Hi, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. My name is Ryan, and this is the Elev8 project. We're going to be talking about something that's coming up. It's a collaboration between Meta and Oakley. Now, it's the weekend. It's Saturday, October 4th. Wow. Already October 4th. And Oakley is one of my favorite sunglasses that I like to wear, specifically when it comes to sports. So for me, just to give you a little bit of some context, because working from home, gotta have a little bit of exercise, gotta get the blood flowing to kind of stay fit and stay healthy. And during COVID, I really got into running. I've run in the past, but I really got a little bit serious into running. So running, especially in the early mornings, in the afternoons, evenings, the sun, you want to protect your eyes. And Oakleys have always been one of my favorites. Gooder, if you are into running, is also a great pair of sunglasses. I do have a couple pairs of those as well. And then I really got into cycling, especially as of last year till now. And with cycling, it's so much more important to have eyewear for not only to protect your eyes from the sun, but just from debris. Running, you're going pretty fast. However, debris is not too bad unless it's raining, of course. Any eyewear when it's raining is really going to help out. Also, what's really important for sunglasses while cycling is just that contrast, to see depth, to see where things are. You're on the road, especially if you're cycling solo. So the sunglasses that I like to use, I have two pairs, is these pair. Ooh. And these are the Oakley EV Radar Path. And what I like about these, they're fairly slick. They protect the eyes, and they're interchangeable lenses. So for these pair, I do have two pairs of lenses. This pair here, which is a gold brown lens. I think it's the 24K Oakley lens, and they are polarized. And then I have another pair, another lens that I put on here as well, which is, they call it the golf, I think it's for golfing. And I do like wearing those as well. And those are the polarized lenses as well. Oakley really has, for me, been a staple and very confident when wearing these glasses to really give me separation and contrast. And they're the prism lenses as well. So it's also Oakley's kind of technology to really get the nice colors and what you're seeing under different conditions. Now, I also have another pair of Oakleys, and these are the Oakley Jawbones. I think they're the Jawbones. No, Jawbreakers. Sorry. These are the Oakley Jawbreakers. And I'm using, I also have two pairs of lenses as well. And I'm not sure if the lenses that I have on here are polarized. However, now that it's fall, I like to wear these lenses usually when there's not much light. So in the mornings or even in the evening rides, I love wearing these. They cover a little bit more, and especially when it rains. I wore these the other day on a ride when it was raining, really to protect my eye from debris. And I do have another pair of lenses, which are prism polarized lens, which is called like the Road, and it's more of a red lens. So Oakleys have always been a staple for me when running and cycling. Now, for kind of like everyday wear, I typically am okay to wear whatever. When I'm driving, I have a pair of Maui Jims, and nothing too specific because I'm usually not doing anything athletic. With running and cycling, what's really nice with the Oakley pairs is they have these rubber ends to help the sunglasses stay on your face and on your head. And also, I guess they're like sweat proof. And if you've ever wore sunglasses and you've been on a run, they start slipping, usually around the nose area or even around the ears, and can get very uncomfortable, and you always have to fix your sunglasses. So that's kind of the major problems that I had with different pairs of sunglasses when I was running that were a little bit cheaper and something that I would just grab and put on my face and go for a run. As I started to perspire, it would really always slip down, which made it really uncomfortable and awkward. With the Oakleys, the rubber that they use, whatever the technology that they use, I never really have to adjust my sunglasses because of me sweating or perspiring. It really, especially around the nose area for me, stays in place. I mean, obviously the only time that I have to make adjustments is when I'm cycling and my helmet gets a little bit out of place. So that's the Oakley sunglasses. And Meta, and if you take a look at my YouTube channel, I have a few reviews on the Meta Quest 2. I will be making some videos on the Meta Quest 3, which is kind of weird because the Meta did release the Meta Quest 3S, I believe, and it's the specs that I've seen is not as high as the Meta Quest 3. So I think the Meta Quest 3S is more of a more affordable VR headset than the Meta Quest 3. So in regards to sunglasses and where we're going with this live stream is the Ray-Ban Meta Quest glasses. Now, this is a collaboration with Meta and Ray-Ban. Now, this isn't the first version that Ray-Ban and Meta Quest has done. I believe this is either the second or third version, and they're going to be releasing a newer version alongside some collaborations that they've done with Oakley. And I'm very curious about it. I'm kind of excited. I'm on the fence of should I get it? Should I not? Would it be worth it? Now, the Ray-Bans I have used, and they're very comfortable. The version that I have is the I forget what it's called, photochromatic lenses. So essentially these lenses I can wear during the day, and if it's not sunny, they stay clear. As it gets sunny, or I guess it's the effect of the UV rays, the lenses start to get darker. So these were really something that I wanted to enjoy, that I can play around with the smart glasses themselves and really take advantage of the speakers and take pictures and take video and not have to worry about wearing them indoors if they were just sunglasses. So these were very cool. The battery life are actually pretty good. I haven't done a review on these. I'll probably do one just for the sake of comparing these ones versus possibly what's happening with the newer ones. Now, you do have to connect these and activate this through the Meta app on your phone, which is pretty user-friendly. It's easy to use. Now, of course, there's always that question of Facebook and Meta in regards to privacy. So leave that up to you and make that your own decision. The cool thing about these is if you take a look, if you've never seen these before, oh, it's hard to get this in focus. This is, There we go. You can see there's lenses here, which take in the frame, that take pretty nice pictures and video as well, to be honest with you. The only thing with these glasses is that it will only give you more of a vertical view for video, so more so for social media. I've taken a few pictures. They're not the greatest pictures or the greatest video. I think they're suitable and acceptable enough for social media. I've taken a few of my family. I did take these out for a ride, which was really nice, and took a little bit of video as well. The highlight for me for these glasses is actually well, it's not getting in focus here. Is actually the speakers. Now, just listening to music, taking calls, it's not obviously the best audio. However, it's acceptable audio, especially when you're out and about, you're in the mall and you're alone, and especially taking calls, it's almost futuristic to the point where you see people staring at you because you're talking and you're speaking, and they don't see any AirPods into your ears, and you're actually having a conversation. The cool thing about it is that when you are on this call, even though you don't have headphones that are in your ear, from a fair distance, they cannot hear the speakers, which is pretty cool. So I'm typically very confident in an area where I can go on a call and use these sunglasses or these smart glasses and being able to have a conversation, not worried about privacy. Now, this collaboration with Ray-Ban has been, at least, I want to say, for 5 years now, I want to say, when they started with their first pair. And of course, with this pair, and I think this is called like the Wayfarer style glasses. They have different colors. They have different styles, not just this style. And the battery life's not bad. I haven't had any issues with battery life just using it when I'm out in the mall or I'm out with friends. The cool thing is when I take these off, the case itself also charges the sunglasses. So if you ever are in doubt, I think that is also why I've never had any issues with battery life for the day with these sunglasses, is because it starts charging as soon as you put it in. Now, in regards to smart glasses, what does that really entail? What does that mean? Is it just because it has a camera? Yes, I think that's one. If you're going to put a check mark to label something as smart glasses. Second is, with this, it's using Meta AI, or maybe not Meta AI, but it's basically its version of Siri, its version of your Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant. So it does kind of pair. What I've noticed that I liked about it is I could use both. So when I would use the glasses, I can use Siri, say, Siri, can you do X, Y, and Z? Can you call my wife? Can you call so-and-so? And then Meta AI, then they've been able to do firmware updates. Now the firmware updates is what's enabled you to do is to stare at something and be like, Meta, what am I looking at? And it will tell you, I'm looking at, a Sony camera. May not be able to get me the exact same model number, but the A7 series for this one, I'm continuing to use for our live stream, the Sony A7 IV with the 24 1.4 GM lens. It's always been a great lens for me. And so those features are really cool, especially when you're traveling. So in my role, in my day-to-day 9 to 5, there was a period of time where I traveled a lot. I went all over Canada, and there would be cities that I've never visited before, and I'd take the time to at least spend a day to check out the sites, what's happening in this city, what is this city, and there'd be some instances where I'd be staring at something and be like, what is this? What am I looking at? Where am I? Because it was for work, most of the time I was traveling by myself. So those are some really cool features. Now, is it life-changing? No. I'd say for me, just the reliance of the mobility phone, specifically for me, the iPhone and its different versions. Sometimes it's just nice just to take out your phone, search for it, and go on Google or whatever it is, take a picture. So I wouldn't say it's life-changing. However, it's pretty cool because it does kind of make it a little bit easier. So what I mean by that, sometimes for me, having an actual phone call and honestly, depending how long the call is, it's a little bit annoying to always hold your phone for long calls, especially if you have a larger device. I mean, S25, Pixel 10. I mean, this thing is an iPhone 17 Pro Max. It's a heavier device than most devices. You don't notice it till you're on the long call. So having the ability to not have to take out, let's say, some AirPods or pair of Bluetooth headphones, and you already have these glasses on your head to pick up a call, have that conversation, and be hands-free and kind of continue doing what you're doing. I mean, in our world, we're always multitasking, either on our phones and walking or playing sports, and you're taking 5 seconds to do whatever. We're always kind of multitasking. So in that retrospect, again, not mind-blowing. These have to be the things that you have to buy to make things easier. When I don't have my Meta glasses, taking 2 seconds to tell whoever I'm on the call with, can you hold on a moment and put on your AirPods is not a big deal. To be truthful, this is what I typically have with me. This is like if I was going to do an everyday carry segment, which if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. This is something that I carry with me all the time, just for that reason. So when I'm out and about, I'm in my car, I have Bluetooth, that's no problem, hands-free. And then when I'm not in my car and I'm walking around, if I'm not at home, even when I'm home actually, I'll always put these on to take that call and again, be hands-free. Now, the thing is, what I'm really intrigued about, and we'll jump on the website in a moment, is when I do go cycling, I'll have my pair of sunglasses. I will also bring a camera. So the camera that I typically bring is either both these cameras, I should say 3 cameras, or at least 2 of these cameras, which I'll grab in 1 second. So when I'm cycling, I will either have the Insta360 Go Ultra. If you take a look at my last live stream, I talk a little bit more about these 2 cameras. This one here, you can take out the camera, and it comes with a magnetic necklace that you can attach right on your jersey. You're good to go. Press record. And also the Insta360 X5, which is a 360-degree camera, which has 2 lenses to get some shots while I'm cycling and have some shots of the ride, the journey, etc. the suffering, depending on what ride I'm going on. Tomorrow looks like I'm going to be on a suffering ride. We're going to be doing 3 big mountains in the heart of Victoria. So for those of you that live in Victoria, we're going to do like Munn Road, Bear Mountain, and Neil Road. I think it's total about 1,200 meters of elevation. So there might be some recording of some suffering. Now, the cool thing is the Meta Quest, or so Meta and Oakley collaboration, they came out with a pair of sunglasses which are similar to the Ray-Bans. So 2 separate lenses, and has the camera in the frame, similar to the Ray-Ban, except for they're made by Oakley. Now, for me personally, I wasn't too interested in that pair because I already had the Ray-Ban. And the only thing I can think of, if I was using it for sports, it's not necessarily full coverage for cycling. I would probably be okay running with those sunglasses. Now, what I'm really excited about and what I'm really interested is the Oakley Vanguard. Now, they haven't been released yet. I think you can pre-order them right now, but let's just jump on the web and just kind of take a look at what they look like. So, looking at these pair of sunglasses, it has full coverage, which is nice. It comes with different lenses, or you have different lenses to choose from. So there is obviously the gold or the 24K, which is being advertised here right now. And the nice thing is it has the camera in the center of the sunglasses. So what I did find a little bit getting used to is when you're filming with the Ray-Ban sunglasses, it was always off center because it was filming from the side where I showed you the lenses on the frame. Where with the Vanguard, the Oakley sunglasses, again, it's in the center, so which is kind of nice. So whatever you're seeing, you're kind of really getting good center footage. Now, from what I'm told, and kind of from the, what is it called? Mark Zuckerberg was introducing these glasses that they would have stabilization, which is one of the main reasons why I love action cams. You're going to get stabilization when you're filming and not get this bumpy, crazy footage where you're making your viewer a little bit nauseous. Now, again, full coverage. And if you're solo riding, not necessarily with a group, depending if you're going super fast, is on group rides, I like to socialize, I like to talk to the people that I'm with. This will also have the built-in speakers, which is also nice. So on solo rides, I actually use a pair of Shocks. So Shocks active headphones, which again, they're open headphones. What's really nice about open headphones, especially when you're cycling, is you're still able to hear the surroundings around you. So what's nice about this, and again, really good, especially if you think about the different things that you bring on cycling, let's say technology-wise, is a camera. If you're riding solo, a pair of headphones, and of course sunglasses. Sunglasses isn't technology, but it's protecting your eyes and the technology to make sure that you can see things in front of you and contrast to see things ahead of you. And then of course you have your helmet. So what this will provide is kind of get rid of the camera piece, and we'll get rid of the headphone piece and have it all in one device. Now, there's obviously a few things that I'm thinking about with this pair of sunglasses is, yes, when you think about this price tag, this is in Canadian dollars, I believe $679. a pair of Oakleys, depending on what kind of Oakleys. Without that technology, you're upwards between $300 to $500. Again, depending if you're getting customized and the type of lenses that you're getting. Prism, polarized combination is you're getting up there. Now, to be clear, something like this, the Insta360 Go Ultra or the Insta360 X5, just for those two cameras, action cams, and what you're really paying for is the quality of the footage, the stabilization, and those will range around $700, $500 to $700 for those cameras by themselves. So $679 is not too bad of a deal. And if I think about my Shocks headphones, my open ear headphones, I think they're probably like $200. I don't quote me on that. So style wise, it's not bad. I was thinking of pre-ordering this. The couple things that I'm worried about is the weight of the sunglasses. The reason why I obviously love the Oakley sunglasses is they're very, very, very light. They don't feel like much when you're wearing them. The second thing is battery life. I mean, one of the things that I love about the Insta360 X5 and the Insta360 Go Ultra is battery life. You're pretty confident it's going to last you your whole ride. Now, obviously, I'm not filming the whole ride. Now, I know I'm confident if I was in a race or something like that. I did do the Tour de Victoria, and because it rained in the morning, I didn't really feel like recording, not because I was afraid of the rain. What I was afraid of is crashes, and didn't really want to risk possibly getting in a crash because there's a higher chance when it's raining. And lo and behold, there were a lot of crashes during the Tour de Victoria. So that being said, in the past, I've seen people record on their GoPros, record on Insta360s, either the X3, X4, and I did the Tour de Victoria 100K and finished it in 3 hours and like 39 minutes. And some people that are filming are probably 4 hours plus, and that's able to go for the full ride. Now, again, I'm not too sure. I don't think that would last a 4-hour ride. However, on most rides, I'm not going to be filming the whole ride. If you're wanting me to, though, let me know in the comments if you're interested. We can definitely take a look at that and experiment. Now, if you are into cycling, I do have another channel with my friend Abdul. It's called Last Wheel Cycling. Predominantly, it's a podcast. It's a video podcast. That the goal is to add some videos on there as well. So check that out, Last Wheel Cycling. And for me, running would be really cool. It's going to use that Meta AI feature. So what I'm thinking about for the Meta AI and the way that it's been marketed is, letting you know, hey, Meta, let me know every kilometer, every mile that I hit, and give me an auto notification, which would be kind of cool, especially if you're running a marathon. So I've run a marathon actually earlier this year, the BMO marathon, and you always run and you see the markers. And sometimes when you're running the first 10K, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, you have a lot of energy still. And then when you get to the 12th or 13th, you're kind of thinking like, hey, how much further I am to the next kilometer or to the 15th kilometer, the 20th kilometer, etc., till you're at the 42.2 mark. So that would be kind of cool. And the other thing is The X5 and the the Insta360 Go Ultra are 4K cameras. So the camera on here is it's a 12 megapixel and it's 3K. Again, I believe it's going to be similar to the Ray-Ban Metas where the camera is kind of focused for reels, so more of a vertical content, which is okay. Most of the time when I'm cycling, I have filmed in landscape, I have filmed in vertical. So in most of my rides I'll usually post some footage to social media, and I'll typically use this camera here. Now, what's really nice about the X5 is because it films in 360 degrees, I'm able to film while I'm riding and choose in post if I want the vertical format or the landscape format because I have so much coverage. And in reality, I'll be filming in 8K to get 4K footage. And most of the time, just to save on battery life, because most of the time I'm literally just posting this on social media, I'm filming in 5.7K, which would most likely, once I pick my footage, is going to be less than 3K. So that's actually not bad. That's not a hindrance to me. And just like the Meta Ray-Ban case, this looks like it will, once you put this in the case, it will charge it as well. So that's pretty cool. Now it does say 9 hours of daily use with 6 hours of continuous audio. So this is cool because this is a device that I literally can go for a solo ride, not necessarily using it for the camera for the whole session, but to listen to music, listen to a podcast. And 6 hours, I mean, for me, I can run a half marathon in under 2 hours. I can run, a marathon for 4 hours. So that shouldn't be an issue. Cycling, which I absolutely love right now. There's maybe 1 or 2 times that I've ridden over 4.5 hours. And so that's, for a typical ride, that's not too bad at all. So running, cycling, yeah, here it's kind of showing you, hey, Meta, how am I doing? And kind of lets you know how you're doing. I think the cool thing about this, for those of you that have a cycling computer, specifically, I use a Garmin. I have a Garmin 1050, and this is supposed to also connect seamlessly with your Garmin and be able to give you some updates. So I'm excited to see that as well. Now, I guess the question is, will I actually get the Meta Vanguard sunglasses or smart glasses? I mean, it has a good range of colors. For me, I'd probably lean to the black and gold. Not necessarily to replace these sunglasses, because again, I do have different lenses. This pair right here, the Prism Road lenses, those are the second lenses that I have for the Jawbreakers. So I do have that lens. The lenses I don't have, though, is this lens here. I do have this lens. So this is the lens I guess it's the Prism Sapphire lens. So the only lens that I don't have, which would kind of make sense for me to possibly get, is these ones. However, because this 24K lens is just more universal for the different, not necessarily weather, but the light changes that are common here in Victoria. For instance, if it's super low light, yeah, this is a little dark. I would say when there's daylight, is again, it's it's kind of like that everyday lens. When it gets too bright, I do love this lens here. Now, if I'm really looking for detail, let's say like I'm golfing or something like that, this type of lens is what I like. But yeah, I mean, this is a good range. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. I'd say the golden black would probably be the one that I would choose, but tell me, let me know either in the chat or in the comments which Oakley Meta Vanguards would you choose. So yeah, I quickly just wanted to come on here and just talk about my thoughts. I'm a little bit excited about it to try it out, to see. Again, I think cost-wise, it's in a good price range now that we're kind of going into Black Friday, and Christmas time might be a nice gift, just because here in Victoria, it's fall, it's getting into the winter, may not be worth getting to use and to get it right away. Don't get me wrong, it's been super sunny this fall, and again, I'm going for a ride tomorrow morning, so it is something that I'm thinking about. And if Black Friday has a really good sale, that might be a great opportunity to sneak this in, or maybe for Christmas. We'll see. Boxing Week as we get into next season for cycling. So hopefully you're interested in that. Some future things that we're going to talk about and probably be on live streams is how the Stream Deck. So I showed in the last live stream, I got a brand new Stream Deck from Elgato. Again, it's not new. However, it's now that I'm doing live streaming, seeing how this really helps and the other things, because what I was really interested about the Elgato Stream Deck outside of streaming is just working from home and making things more productive. We'll be doing some videos and reviews on the Insta360 X5 and the Insta360 Go Ultra. So put some comments if you're looking forward to that. And also, I'll probably do a live stream, I'm not sure yet, is just on some desk accessories that I've been using. My mouse, my keyboard, my desk, because I've actually changed my desk. I used to have a 6 foot, 72 centimeter desk, and I've kind of really went to a smaller desk and to minimize a little bit. I used to have a 49-inch Samsung G9, and now I have 2 Apple Cinema displays. I might actually go down to 1, to be honest with you. For video editing, just the 2 displays really, really help. So we'll be talking about that. I'll probably actually talk about it on a live stream, just kind of my workflow for videos, especially coming back to YouTube and doing all the things. And also kind of just talk about the cameras that I'm using, because you don't always have to upgrade. When I started YouTube a couple years back, the big upgrade for me was the Sony FX30. I still use that today. Right now I'm using the A7 IV, and for my videography business, I also have an FX3. So in combination, I'll use the FX3, A7 IV, and also the FX30 in different scenarios. In multicam setups, I'll use all 3. So, however, we'll kind of talk about if I was going to choose one camera between the A7 IV, FX3, and the FX30, and looking at things today, which camera would, if I only had to choose one, which one would I keep if I had to sell the other 2? But anyways, that is the live stream for today. For those of you that watched even just for a little bit, thank you so much. I appreciate you. We will find some sort of consistency. I'm just really trying out this live stream. Let me know what your thoughts are and how I'm doing, and anything that you want to see in the future as well. This is Ryan, the Elev8 Project, and we'll catch you in the next one.